All right, welcome to a special edition of Just Kicking It podcast. I got my man Double D in here. We talking Euro 2020, even though it's in 2021, but c'est la vie. So let's go. Double D, you had thoughts right off the bat. This final, Italy versus England. England, it did not come home, as they say. Shout out to Bonucci as well, who was I don't know if you saw that where he said it is coming home and put up the Italy jersey. So I'll let you take the floor, my brother.
So I'm gonna start it off with that, with just a congratulations to the Azzurri. They actually, they looked the best team from start to finish.
I agree.
So that's good that it wasn't a fluke as far as them just come out of nowhere. So they did.
It wasn't Portugal in 2016.
Right. that just hit the knockout stages, and then they took a different team when they got there.
But only won one game before the knockout rounds.
So at least they had a little more respect to it because of that. But
yeah.
I think it was more so a story of England losing this one than Italy winning it, unfortunately. But that's just how it goes sometimes, you know. And it's just good that they were able to actually have it this year, 2021, COVID-related. Actually had fans there, too. So that was a good look. But for the home crowd to have to witness them losing, that's tragic, man. It's very tragic.
I mean, you might as well let Denmark go through.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just for the feel-good story.
Yeah, exactly. For marketing-wise, it was better for Denmark.
My issue was just the tactics for England. So, right, we talked offline about that, and I said before the game, I was like, I told some other people this as well. I was like, this is either going to be Italy wins in a close game or England in a blowout. And England being a blowout should have been the more likely scenario. And the game started off perfectly for them to do just that. Like, they got that wonderful goal from Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw was player of the tournament to me. But so yeah, Luke Shaw with that wonderful goal, second minute in the game. So instead of, okay, let's press our advantage because we are the more talented team, they decided to sit back and try to defend a 1-goal lead against an inferior opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand at all how you have that group of players and you don't blow out. And you didn't have to keep in mind that England never faced any of the best squads, that the quote unquote best teams in this tournament.
Right.
They didn't have to see Belgium. They didn't have to see France. They didn't have to see Portugal.
They did play Germany though. And Germany was better than people.
I mean, we've talked about this for a grip that Germany is not Germany. Is it? I mean, is it
might have been
Germany?
What was the best team that England played in the knockout stages? In Germany or Denmark? Would Denmark be the best team that they played?
Yeah. I mean, in all respect to Denmark, they had a great hell of a ride.
They look really good. And it always
if it wasn't for Schmeichel, they wouldn't even have made the Euros. Let's keep it 100. Schmeichel is the big joker for Denmark by far.
That's a good one to have, though.
He's the best keeper. To me, he was the best keeper in the Euro Cup.
I would say so, yeah.
So you got to think he's the big joke, and they weren't scoring any goals. It wasn't like they was going up for
getting chances, and that was kind of what was setting them
true.
apart.
They were
the teams, like they were playing a more aggressive style, and that's what was influencing a lot of those games because they were breaking teams down either late or putting them in situations where they were on the back foot. So
yeah, I'm just saying England didn't have to play any of the big boys. Like if you look, they Milwaukee Bucks their way to this this final.
Oh, they Toronto'd it. Toronto.
Yes, the Toronto Raptors. They didn't have to play none of the big guns. You just, and it's not nothing wrong with that. You beat who's in front of you. So I'm not trying to take that away from them.
That's not their fault. And they did well in the games that they had before this one. You know?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's with the Scotland game.
And it was kind of, you see, and that was the same thing. They should have learned from earlier mistakes, like coming out with those more conservative teams that was backfiring left and right. So you would have thought their best game was when they actually had a more
Ukraine game. Was it the Ukraine game? Was that the Ukraine game?
Yeah. And that was their best game, start to finish, for the entire game. So they should have, I think, maybe had a similar approach to today's game. And not to say that the starting lineup was, whatever, but just the fact that they had a goal so early, there's no way that they should.
From an unlikely person too. from an unlikely person. That was a cream on. That was literally your kickoff of a blowout. When you got Luke Shaw scored for you on and really that goal was a lousy shot.
Well, it was.
It wasn't like it. I was on the way
low percentage angle. It was a low percentage angle.
So yes, and the way it bounced and like it was real. And he didn't even look like he was even like really. It was like it looked like he was like just shooting, like to maybe get a rebound.
Let me just And
no, it just looked like he was like, let me just take a shot, see what happens. Maybe I can get a rebound. Somebody else. He wasn't trying to score. I don't feel like that shot didn't feel like someone actually trying to score. It's like to make a play.
A very difficult skill to pull off. And it was just, I think what you're saying is just let me put this on target and just hope
make something happen. Something can happen. Maybe it bounces off. He hits it off. Somebody else is there for the tap in or goes to the left. Someone's there for.
Luke Shaw played the tournament, man, by far. But
even though Donna Mara they made Donna Mara from Italy.
That's just because of the fact of how they won the championship.
And PSG to sign them too, which is just balls.
They got him as a free agent, but that's a whole nother thing I want to get. But this, man, it's like what I was thinking like while I was watching the game is that England's playing right into Italy's hands because they played an Italian style of game, a very slow tempo, very methodical, very we're going to try to bait you into these traps and then hit you on counters type game, which Italy's better at than them. So it was kind of like seeing the difference in the Premiership and the Serie A, like how the tempos are different.
Yeah,
there was no reason for them not to play a more Premier League type style of this in this championship, especially when you score first. Because if you were worried about Italy hitting you on their counterattack, you don't have that worry like you do when it's 0-0 when you're up 1-0. So it's like you have more leeway to go forward.
Yeah, I don't. This is on Southgate, man. And I don't know what like. Do you see this team like? My question is, and I know they're gonna have to keep him. I mean, it's too late to say for the World Cup you're gonna let him go 16 months before the next World Cup. I mean, before the World Cup. But do you see him managing against Messi? Against I'm trying to think. I mean, real talk. England's better than talent-wise. They're better than everybody, I think, in the world almost. Base talent.
Or they could be in the conversation.
I mean, do you really see them out managing Belgium? Like Belgium on point. I mean, Belgium lost to Italy. I mean, lost 2-1, and Belgium had like 30 chances that game. I mean, that was the one where I can't remember his name now. It went right across his bow, man. It was literally right there, like he just had to tap it in. Lukaku on that play, it went right. Literally, it was right there. Like
that's just how it goes sometimes, man.
Yeah, but my thing is, do you see them?
They just survived that game. It's kind of how you go.
But you get Italy props for that. Italy had a role.
They found a way.
But do you see Southgate really being able to match up against Tielemans, Lukaku, De Bruyne? I mean, and really because you're going to have to outcoach them. Look, France. France is Zidane is finna take over for France. So
bad look right now because it's not just that they lost; it's the way. It's that it's one at home and you lose it on penalties. But France did also lose at home to Portugal, but they didn't really recover for that because when they went to the next World Cup, they actually had that kind of debacle. So
isn't that when they didn't win a game? That was Henry and them that was an older Henry and was Zidane on that squad too? Or did Zidane go out?
That was two different incidents. Yeah, that was another time where they didn't win the game. I think that was South Africa, but this other time they in Russia. They disappointed in Russia as well. So.
Oh wow!
Oh wait,
no, he won Russia. They won Russia.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
It's got to be one before that. So was that Brazil then?
It may have been. Maybe it was Brazil because it was the younger generation.
Pogba and all them.
Sex tape stuff and all that. All
that. Yeah, this is like the 21-year-old Pogba then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. What was your thoughts about the selection for the penalty taking for England?
That was just another example of poor management because And I'm angry as a Manchester United fan that he would do that to Sancho in particular, because those kind of situations can kind of affect people long term.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not you don't put a player in fresh like that right before in the final just for the sake of the penalty shootout when that player is inexperienced. Like, and they haven't played much the entire tournament. So it's like you're just gonna throw him out there with no real flow or rhythm in this tournament or this game, more importantly, and expect them to just convert. And not just one person, but two people in that same situation. Because Rashford's not that much more experienced than Sancho is.
And Rashford's hurt. I don't understand how he's even really being put in a position. Like, I have no problem playing him, potentially playing hurt, but why put him in the penalty shootout and he's been hurt?
I'm saying. And he's only played 2 minutes of this game. So you on the bench cold.
This man is going to have a surgery. He's going to have surgery next week, probably. Rashford probably have surgery next week, and you put him in the first 5 of the penalty shootout.
That's what he should have been in the game.
That's what I mean. Even you could even take it there and say he shouldn't have been in the game.
Like, there's no way. The only way you would do something like that to where, okay, let me go ahead and just make this sub for the penalty shootout is if you got OG on the bench that's like 37, 38. They're, you know what I'm saying, like a wily veteran that's been in these situations before. I've saved you for this.
But who would England have had? But England doesn't have anybody like that. They're all young cats.
That's the only way that you do it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, you're saying you make the sub if you got a grizzled veteran, like if you had Rooney on the squad still or something.
Right. If it was if it was like Beckham's last Euro, because he was getting up there and but he couldn't. He was coming off the injury, he wasn't playing, so he was on the bench.
But he got you for the penalty. He got you for a dead ball play.
And you put him in like that. That's the kind of people that you would sub in those situations. Specialists that are veterans, but not a young player that hasn't even played much the entire time. Two people that hadn't played much the entire time.
And then you put Saka as number 5 and put that pressure on that young man.
That's the main kicker. That's the main pressure.
You put all that. If we're down to a down, I'd put Grealish in, or I'm trying to think who was left. You think Grealish would have been the pick? I'm trying to think who was left.
Didn't he take? No, he didn't take one. No, but he was.
Or Sterling. You know what, Sterling?
He was on the field as well.
Yes. He's been your best player in the tournament besides Shaw.
But yeah,
you put the young.
That's why Saka was taking it.
And Saka was 17, 18?
Well, no, he's older than that, but he's not. And then
is he younger than Greenwood? He's younger than Greenwood, right?
Are they like the same age?
They're both 19, and they probably both he's 19 at the max.
That same youth phenom type thing. He's too young for that kind of situation, and it's not even about age, but that's not even his specialty. Because let's say that this is 19, 20-year-old Lionel Messi, but he's that type of player that specializes in those types of things.
Or Ronaldo at Porto, at Porto at 19.
20, 21. You know what I'm saying? Like 19, something like that. That's a different kind of player, but these aren't those kind of phenoms like that, I guess.
Yeah.
That was
like Mbappe taking the 5th for France made sense more than doing it for the young female
player or best. You put your best shooter first and last, like those two best, because you want.
So you put Kane first, makes sense.
Makes sense, but except for the rest of the selection. So he was first, but now it's like who's going to go 5th because that was your best taker, which that made sense to get the momentum going. But you got to bring it home.
I mean, you had Pickford make 2 saves, not 1, but 2 saves.
Yeah, I had Jorginho. He tricked that off, man. I kind of had. I was thinking that because I've seen him miss a lot, like because he tries to outsmart the goalie too much.
Instead of just making like I'm on shooting the right corner. That's where I'm going. If he gets it, he gets it. I'm not trying to do no because he does that little hop thing or whatever. Like it's like a weak version of Bruno almost.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He gets too cute with it, and it turns out poorly. But and that was kind of what happened with Rashford too. Rashford tried to get too jazzy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and he thought about it too much. You could tell when he went up there. I was like, he's gonna miss this. I had a feeling off because he was still like he was thinking about it too much.
Because he hasn't played all game, so he's not in the whole flow of the game. Like he hasn't had that chance to just stop thinking and just feel, because he's fresh off the bench of just watching this game, and he knows how big this moment is. It's not like they don't understand how important this situation that they're in is right now, and they want to do well, but it's like you got so much stuff going through your mind. It's hard to just concentrate in that moment when there's so much pressure, and you haven't been playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to see for England, man. I mean, either way, I didn't really care. But since I got you here, Double D, let's go and talk about 2 other tournaments that's going on in the world as well. Since I got you here, last night's Copa finished up.
Yes, yeah.
We were texting back and forth during that, and then I want to talk about the Trinidad game. Did you watch the Trinidad game?
I didn't see that one.
That one was amazingly. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about the Copa first. So, it was amazing. In Brazil, Neymar has made me dislike an all-black squad. I don't know how that is possible. I've never disliked Brazil until Neymar.
I don't understand. That's who makes
I
me
cheered for the squad with all white Hispanic guys on it over the black Portuguese side. And I feel bad about it, Double D. I feel bad.
What did Neymar do like that, though? Why are you
talking? He'd always had his little antics. In this past year, maybe playing them in match play of Champions League and how he was acting during that really got me going. And then because he got didn't he spit on somebody and get a 3-game suspension?
I forgot what the incident was. I don't know if he spit.
Beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, he got a 3-game suspension, and he's always overplaying. Literally the keeper's finna get the ball. There's no chance for you to get it. He wants to run all up. He's basically what Suge was saying about Puffy at the Source Awards. If you want your winger all up in the goalkeeper face, all running around doing nothing. Come to my don't go to PSG.
He steps up to the big moments though. So that's
has he?
For Brazil. For Brazil, he usually.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say for PSG.
PSG. That's So I can understand how it could be based off of some of the PSG
and his Champions League was more on Messi, right? That was more on Messi. The Champions League he got with Barcelona was more Messi.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing too, is the way he left Barcelona. So they have some people still that kind of rubs in the wrong way that he did them like that.
Oh yeah, did you see the Barcelona fans cheering too for against the
But I'll say this with Copa America too. Even though Brazil, they look like the best team from
I'm scared of seeing them in the World Cup. If I'm a team, I'm scared of seeing Brazil in the World Cup in that group stage.
They have so much talent. They can recover from this. It was a tough loss, and it's something about when they play in that stadium. I don't know, maybe they overthink it, and the pressure maybe just like it happened in England. Maybe there's so much pressure to win at home that it kind of, as the game drags on and it gets deep into the game, it makes it that much harder to find any kind of opening. Like
if you don't blow them out, basically, if you don't blow them out, that
you got to go early in the game. It was 15th or 20th minute, something like that. I forgot what minute it was, but it was relatively it was 14th minute, I believe, but it was relatively early on in the game. So that was a significant amount of time for Brazil to be starting to feel like, oh man, we still down. So, and the game was extremely chippy.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it was super chippy.
It was hard for them to get any kind of an offensive rhythm or flow. But that was both ways though. So it wasn't like Argentina was playing, foul. Brazil,
they only had one shot on goal, right?
Argentina.
One shot on goal, not shot, but one shot on the one they won the goal.
The one that actually went in. I could see that.
That's the only shot they had on goal, on target. They had shots that missed, but only shot on target was that one.
That's amazing. But they had a couple of other close chances, but yeah, that is amazing. Only had that one shot. Whereas Brazil, they were creating some decent things.
Yeah,
it was like Argentina's defensive player just seemed extremely solid, particularly on the up the middle. And they really
Martinez played well in net for them too. He was doing it.
It was a very good defensive tactic that they had. And I forget his name. I think Acuna or I forget the other guy's name. The outside wingers, man, they were hounding them all game. They covered so much ground and pressed so hard. They made it really hard for Brazil to build up from the back. Like Thiago Silva in particular, he was forced into a couple of bad passes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they couldn't really get the flow pass it to the back to the front like they wanted.
So since we talking about Argentina, Messi, he has his international championship. Now the whole narrative changed. Now he's better than CR7. And that, like, it goes back and forth. It's like whatever, like one person does something, they supplanted the other one. You know what I mean? Like when CR7 won the Euros 2016, CR7 is the best in this generation. Now Messi wins this. Now it's this.
A little extra firepower. But to me, I don't think it really was about changing any of his status as much as just for real finally being able to.
We already talked about this, Double D. The fix needs to be in the CR7 versus Messi final at the World Cup at Qatar. It's a throwaway tournament anyway. I mean, keep in mind, this is going on November, December in the middle of the season.
I will say them go there because they could pull it off. Argentina has a decent enough team. I can see them maybe scrounging their way to a final. Portugal, that to me, that's the disappointment of
the Euro tournament. Yes,
not because they kind of did exactly what I'm saying with England, and they had a team built to go on the attack, but they went out very conservative. So I think
think about if Portugal would have at least tied Germany, they would have gotten to. They would have played England.
It would have been a much easier path, or perhaps an easier path. But I think that's who really disappointed. So I still put them in the mix for the World Cup if they can get it together. So that's still so them getting to the.
But the marketing wise, the Messi versus CR7, the battle for the generation.
That's the thing, and CR7 would have the edge to me.
I think his squad is better, though. I think his actual squad is better than Argentina.
And you know he would want this one, especially now that with Messi coming right off the heels of actually finally getting the title. Like, there ain't no way I can let him slide like that.
Oh, you know how much if CR7 does do performance enhancing drugs, they are on full tilt.
Oh yeah,
3-4 months.
Getting back on the regular, he on that Ben Johnson regimen now. You know what I'm saying?
And you better check his eyes. All right, last up, man. I gotta tell you, this Mexico Trinidad game was amazing.
I wish I would have seen it. I didn't even see it though.
You was watching the counter fight?
No, I was that's actually I was looking at some of the highlights from that. By that
Dude,
time.
it was the best thing. I mean, because the US Haiti game's coming on in a minute, but when I'm talking about, I've never seen a squad have these many shots and not score. Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Go look at the stats. I think they have 44 shots.
Did Trinidad do anything?
Trinidad almost won the game. It was literally on their only shot was almost a goal, and they almost won. But their keeper got in Phillip. I had to go look up their squad. They only have 2 players that don't play in Trinidad. Number one, plays for the New England Revolution, and then the other one plays for like a lower grade, the second tier U.S. soccer, USL or whatever.
What's that?
And I'm assuming those are 2 best players. They're only 2. It's like the Kalamazoo something he plays for.
Wow. Okay.
So it might even be Division 3. I don't even know, but those are the only 2 players they have that played outside of Trinidad and Tobago.
44 shots.
44. Their keeper was all over when I'm talking about all over the place. It's almost like if you believe in God, the creator, like literally making him phase to where the ball was going to be at and blocking, or they were literally but the shots Mexico was taking were amazing shots and just missing, like literally going over the bar, going right to the. I'm talking about like if you would have saw him on the highlights, you'd be like, oh my God, but just missing.
Was it 0-0?
0-0.
That's amazing.
That's why I said it was an amazing game to watch. And it was in Texas, in Arlington, and you got to think the whole crowd. But now the controversy, Mexico. I don't know if you saw this. They kept doing that chant. They did it 3 more titimes. The chant they got in trouble for.
Yeah.
So they come together. They were going to give them a penalty kick.
I wonder though if it has to be in. I wonder if it matters where the team is or if it's got to.
Well, no, they said they're going to punish them with points for World Cup qualifying. Maybe now. CONCACAF is, because they already warned them, I guess, in a exhibition a week or two ago. It's some racist chant they use, and they did it 3 times. They literally came out, was like, stop. Like they stopped the game. Double D, the game went over to like midnight because they stopped the game 3 times because of this chant. It was getting rowdy up in there. It was getting rowdy. People were throwing stuff. It was getting rowdy.
Oh, they were supposed to that cerveza.
Oh yeah, this thing was for that cerveza. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They were going like it was, but it was crazy. Like it was like Mexico was getting so frustrated. The team wise, they had penalties called back, everything. So they were getting frustrated. Yep, we not scoring. Their goalkeeper is literally everywhere the ball needs to be at. I don't know how many saves he had over 12 saves.
They started getting unruly.
Unruly. The crowd is getting, and it's in Texas and Dallas. I mean, they you know,
there was a lot of fan base there. So
at the Jerry Dome too, and it's filled. It's not filled to capacity, obviously, but it was a lot of people there.
Right,
and I didn't see no Trinidadians there.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, Trinidad just qualified 2 or 3 days ago.
Right.
Because Curacao came down with the COVID. So they replaced them. They did the Mighty Ducks. Remember on the Mighty Ducks where they only made the playoffs because what team wasn't got the chicken pox?
Got to pencil them in.
Yeah, they was like I forgot what team it was. The Rangers came down with the chicken pox. The Ducks have made the playoffs.
Yeah, we got to go bump up. That's hilarious.
Look, it was that bad, man. It was that bad. But it was like you could tell that Mexico was so much better than talent-wise. Yeah. But it was just like hilarious.
But yeah, they gotta chill that out somehow, some way.
Yeah.
But hopefully it doesn't cost them any kind of points. That'd be unfortunate.
I mean, Trinidad played with 11 men in the box and 10 men in the box and literally they would just punt it and then that dude would try to run and get it and try to go.
Right, that's why I was like, did they even cross midfield?
No, they did multiple times. It was this one guy that had a speedster. They would get it out. He would try to get up under it and then like try to do a little move, maybe get it. Then somebody else may come up and get him, or he'll try to do something and then it gets swallowed up. But their whole thing was 10 men in. We punt it. I mean, 9 men in. We gonna punt it out, and then we'll see. We'll just hope something happen. You know, he run a 4-1 because he was supposed to be on the trike squad. What was the Trinidad dude that was fast? What was the Trinidad dude that was fast? That he was like he trained with him. No, it's not
Otto Bolton.
Otto Bolton. Yes, this Otto Bolton's cousin. We know he can go. We just got to get it out there. That was that. I just want you to go look at the highlights just to see the play of Mexico. Mexico was like above and beyond. I've never seen anything like this.
Check it out.
To literally put up 40 shots and not score a goal.
I know they were mad, but
the crowd was getting rowdy. Like if this was anywhere but there was the last place this needed. Couldn't need it. If it would have been anywhere else in the U.S., it'd probably been fine. Besides Texas and California,
there's so many people that are gonna watch Mexico there, or like L.A. or something like that. Anywhere
that's what I said. California, Texas, and Florida. Anywhere else, this probably wouldn't have got out of hand. Maybe Chicago. They might have got it a little bit, but not like people were throwing stuff. I'm talking about doing this chant, and they kept bleeping out in chant. So I never heard what it was. They just kept saying, "This is ridiculous." They keep telling them not to do this chant, and I don't know if it's racist. Or what? I mean, it's supposed to be racist. I just want to know what they say.
I didn't remember what the phrase was. I have to look it up again.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, y'all Mexicans want to really go hard. That's because these Trinidad boys out there fighting for their life.
44 shots. 85
fighting for their life.
Probably.
It's like you told them they will die if a goal goes in. If a goal goes in. Now, keep in mind, Trinidad's probably gonna lose every rest of their game in this whole group stage. Just because
that's a small victory for them, and that's good.
Yeah, but you expended all your energy for this game. There's no way he's gonna give up 6 goals next week against somebody like Belize or something. I mean, or later on in this Gold Cup to somebody.
They got that 1 point against Mexico though.
They did. And I was looking. I was like, let me go read what the Trinidad paper says. Right? I just like they were like. We think we can get out the group stage now. They like
their confidence is high. Okay,
because they said we tied the hardest team in our group, which is true.
That's true though.
If this was any other, if the U.S. is in a group of Mexico and we tied, then we'd be like, oh, we're gonna get out the group because we tied.
That's
so
good.
I'm not mad at them.
Now they only have to get one other result to go their way, and now they
there. Shout out to Shaka Hislop, who got them the only time they got to the World Cup.
Yeah, I know he's gonna be happy. Man,
I was looking at his timeline to see if he was saying he didn't tweet nothing, but I know he was hyped.
I can't wait to see what he got to say about this.
So Gold Cup, who you got, man?
Always gonna go ride with us, you know what I'm saying? USA.
Yeah. What their goalkeeper, the normal Mexico goalkeeper wasn't playing. What's his name? The dude we was talking about the text that we felt like he's been there since 2002 and he really had been. Ochoa. He didn't play.
Are they using a youngster?
Oh no, it's another dude that's older. They said it was like his first chance to start internationally.
Oh, okay.
Because Ochoa had been in so long.
Yeah.
Ochoa is younger than us.
Oh, okay. Wow. So, but that's the thing.
He started at 17 or something. He was starting in 2002 at 17, 18.
It's just like Donnarumma. They like a good goalie that is good young. So by the time he's on the scene, he's gonna be there.
Or what's homeboy from Italy? The previous Italy goaltender was like that as well.
Yeah, Buffon.
Buffon seemed like he'd been there since 81.
Exactly.
He's still playing. You know, he's still playing.
He's like 52.
He's still playing right now, Double D. Still playing.
Is he in the Middle East getting that money?
He's still getting checks.
I think he went to the Middle East and is like one of those leagues and was getting.
Yeah, he's still qualifying for the his team is qualified for the Asian he's in the Asian Champions League.
He's in China.
No. You know, but they play in the Asian Champions League.
Oh, okay. I know it was one of, I don't know what country, but it's one of those.
Yeah, like Saudi Arabia. He's in the Champions League for the Asian Champion League. So
he's still playing, bro. He's still playing.
He could potentially go to the FIFA Club World Cup in theory.
Could you imagine, like, if he's still on this team next year, and Italy for real was like, you know what, we might bring this dude to the World Cup as a backup? I'm like, you got kidding me? No. Italy's got some way more top-notch keepers in there. I mean, would that be like his sixth? Yeah, I think it's
easy because I know he was. Was he? I think he like. Let me see. 98.
I think 5 World Cups is the record for players to get is 5. Because Beckenbauer Mateus and Beckenbauer, I think both played in 5.
Let me see. Buffon is right now. He is 43 years of age. His first World Cup was 98.
So I think he has 5, right?
He has 5. Yes.
Yeah. So this would be his record. He could potentially.
Oh no! Italy didn't make it. Remember in 2018.
The Brazil one, yeah.
No. Russia. He didn't make it. They didn't make it Russia.
Okay, all right.
So that's where Buffon.
He would have 6 if it was for that.
Yes.
Dang. So he can't. But that's just in and of itself. The fact that he could have played in 6 World Cups, like that's crazy. That's 24 years. Dude,
he is still their back. He's their backup, right? He was their backup until 2018.
See, that's what I'm saying. If they would have made that World Cup, he would have legit had. Well, he might not have played. I think you got to say you played it, but they might have started in 5. We know, and he would have had his 6 World Cup.
So even if you're on the bench, you can't get that. So you got to get a cap.
Oh, I don't know how that works. I don't know how. I think they count you have actually.
Man, he's on Parma now, man. He's on Parma. He just signed to Parma. He's not on the Saudi Arabian team.
So he's in. But that's even crazier. He's in Serie A.
He's in Parma now. He just signed with Parma.
Wow. So this dude's still playing the Serie. He's still playing in the top flight league. Like at that age, you just automatically assume, okay, he's getting that in the collect the check league. You know?
He's got to be making probably about 80 grand a week.
Well, he probably get like vet minimum right now.
Vet minimum is probably about 80 grand, right? A week.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It's a love thing though, because Parma was his squad when he first came in.
Oh, so this is retirement. Okay.
This is the retirement tour. It looks like because his first team was Parma.
That's what that is. I started with y'all. I'm gonna end with y'all.
Yep. Yep. That seemed like that's his joint right there, man.
This dude make the World Cup team though. That's
Do you just bring him along just because?
as the third, they're gonna bring him as the third goalkeeper, and they're gonna play him after they make sure they advance. They're gonna actually play this dude in the third group game so that he's officially. I see this happen. He's going to somehow end up on that team, bro.
Dude, is he on this current squad? Let me see if he's on this current squad. And we just didn't know, and he's like an alternate or something. No, he's an alternate, and he still gets a medal or something, where he's considered an alternate.
I think he retired from international play, but I don't. You know how that go. Do you ever really retire from international play if you still a professional?
No.
That's just
he won the Ballon d'Or? No, he came in second in the Ballon d'Or in 2006. Yo, we need to do put some flowers on Buffon's name. I mean, give him some flowers.
You know what? I think he came in second to his teammate. I think that's how it worked. I think that's the one where what's his name? Cannavaro. I think Cannavaro ended up winning it that same turn.
Oh wow!
It's like one of the first or only defenders to win.
Well, Van Dijk won
for a World Cup though.
Oh, for World Cup. Oh, okay. Yeah, Cannavaro won the best player of the year. Yes, Cannavaro, Buffon, and Henry were the top three for the Ballon d'Or that year.
Ain't that crazy?
Wow.
So
did Juventus win did they win?
In 06, yeah.
They won Champions League that 06.
No, World Cup. They won the 06 World Cup.
Oh, Italy did.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Juventus. This is for Juventus. Both of them played for Juventus, too.
Well, they had to have. That's probably when they had Pirlo and they wouldn't have had Pogba though. That's probably when they had Pirlo.
Yeah, this is the Bernardo 06. Yeah. It says no. That said, Cannavaro is the last defender to have won the award. I thought won the Ballon d'Or. I thought Van Dijk won the Ballon d'Or.
Not yet. He probably would have won it this year. You know what I'm saying? But that's
Oh, wow. Hold on, man. I thought that's
to have won it because you got to take it into account. Like that was last year was the breakout year. So now that it was the breakout year for him and his team, now this is going to be the
big year.
Yeah, that was what's supposed to happen.
So was Ballon d'Or that? I mean, I don't remember even seeing Cannavaro play like that. Was he that good?
Oh no, he was cold. But yeah, I mean that's the only way to say it. He was cold. I can't remember who else was on that team. It wasn't Pirlo, and it was I can't remember who else was on that particular squad though. But they had a nice team back then.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Oh yeah, no. So Van Dijk came in second in 2019. Okay, that's what it was.
Mm.
Messi won in 2019.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I knew he was right there.
Yeah, well, you saying? Messi wins it this year as well because of this Copa America?
Oh no, man!
Running, would he be one of the front runners?
They
did end up winning the league. Man City.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know who's gonna win it. They can mess around. You know what? It might go to Messi.
But Barcelona had an off year, I thought, this year.
They did. To me, I mean, but PSG wiped the floor with them.
So they might end up giving this to Messi just off GP because he got that Copa America. That's crazy, man. I would say Kevin De Bruyne, but
yeah, I mean, but
the vote is different but they made the Champions League final too, and we all know that was a tough loss. If you can't necessarily take the.
Wow, Messi's the favorite. They said they have right now. Gold.com has Messi's the favorite to win.
Just because of that Copa America. That's why I say that's a trip. So if they lose that Copa America, then that makes all the difference. So just Argentina winning this tournament makes the difference in him being Ballon d'Or. In your mind, would you vote?
No, I thought that Messi had a horrible year. I mean, I on the low, maybe it needs to go Lewandowski for real, because I almost look at this as a 2-year trophy, because they canceled it last year. So
Yeah.
It's almost a two. You got to give it to Lewandowski. He's been like uber consistent. It's not his fault. He's on a horrible Polish squad.
Right. Right.
It's not his fault.
I think it would be kind of harsh to the other players to end up losing it to Messi based off of this season, because it would just be based really off of his name. You know what I mean? And that was solely the only reason why he would win it this season. I don't think player this year, as far as when you look at the entirety of what happened, man, that'd be rough to give it to him, I would say.
It might happen. I think it's gonna happen.
It is, you know, and that's just how it goes. It is going to, because it's going to be a name thing, and they're not going to be able to sell to the public that they believe that Kevin De Bruyne
or Lewandowski. You think Lewandowski could have got out the group stage? Do you think that he would have had a little bit more, or it's no way because he's from Poland?
If Bayern does better in the Champions League, maybe, but they did well.
I mean, they went to the championship.
Went to the semifinal.
Yeah, I mean, and then De Bruyne went to the final.
That's what I say. So to me, that should be, to say Messi is the favorite over those two after the season that they had. I mean, that's kind of rough.
Yeah, because they have the favorites as Messi 1, Lewandowski, Conte, and then Lukaku.
Man, now that's another compelling argument to give it to Conte.
Yeah, because Chelsea doesn't win that without him.
If France ends up getting into the final or semifinal, or no, what did they get to?
They didn't get the round of 16. They didn't got the round of 16. They lost the round of 16.
Final, I think that makes it a lot stronger of a case to say Conte, because you win the Champions League, you help get this France team deep in. I think that would have been a good look for him as far as the voting goes. Yeah,
this might be set up for Messi to win, man. Just
he snuck in there and got it. It's over with now. It's over. They already wanted to give it to him that night. They just didn't have it in Rio.
Yeah, and you got to think, and he had the most goals and assists in the Copa too.
So he just swooped in and he stole it, dog. In one tournament. Because let's say this.
In 3 weeks, he stole it.
Prior to this tournament,
he wasn't even in the top 5. He wasn't even in your top 5 before this week.
That's crazy.
He wasn't in nobody's top 5 until Copa.
Oh man.
Nobody's top 5.
I said Neymar. So Neymar had all around bad season, so to speak, even with PSG, because he was off and on.
Yep.
I don't even think if he wins this, I don't think that would have even helped him.
No, it wouldn't have helped him. I mean, I don't think it'd help. I mean, it'd just been like cool.
You know what I mean? But that's what's so crazy about how dramatically it's having an effect on Messi standing in the Ballon d'Or. Man, that's a trip. He's now the favorite. He's the favorite, and he's probably like an 80% favorite to win.
Dude, this is. I'm looking at everywhere it's got him as the favorite.
That's what I'm saying. So
wow.
Now the voters, and the voters are always going to be that lame thing. Oh, it's just always tough to vote against Messi. All that, you know. So that's a done deal.
I mean, man, it's
stole it at the 0.
Straight up stole it
at the 0 hour, because we going to the off season now. So
and yeah, I mean, because season doesn't kick off till September.
They're gonna start in August this time, I believe.
Oh yeah.
August, late August. At least England does.
Yeah,
they start late August, and
they probably play some preseason games.
Yeah. Because they start training, and matter of fact, that's when they start having the summer games. Well, they used to. They would travel here and play some.
Yep. Yeah, that ain't happening this year, but
no.
England barely letting you into the country in general right now.
They're not gonna do that.
Well, man, Double D, thank you for coming on this recap of the championships, man. Where can I hit you up at?
Man, you can hit me anytime at Sefubenu, SEFUBENU@gmail.com, and also same name at for Instagram as well.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. As always, email is justkickinitpod@gmail.com. Just Kicking It Pod on Instagram as well if you want to check us out on there as well. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, man. Take it easy.